upon a very long time ago. I made this drawing. I showed my masterpiece to the grown-ups and asked, "Does it frighten you?" But they said, "Why should anyone be frightened by a hat?" It was not a hat, so I drew it for them more clearly. Grown-ups always need to have things explained to them. It was a boa constrictor having swallowed an elephant. But this time they said, "Put those crayons away and study arithmetic or geography or something important." So I did. But I always kept my first drawing with me as a test of true understanding. But no matter who I showed it to, they would always say, "That is a hat." So I threw it away. And I never spoke to them again about boa constrictors or primeval forests or stars. And I never made another drawing. I learned to pilot airplanes. And I lived my life alone until 6 years ago when I had an accident with my plane over the desert of Sahara. Whoa! Hold on there, my friend. Where are we? Somewhere over the Sahara, I imagine. Or some other where? What is the matter with you? Looks like I'm going to have to take you down. Come in, Tangiers. Tangiers, come in. This is Solitaire. Somebody. Anybody. Come in. Solitaire going down for emergency landing. Making emergency landing. When a mystery is too overpowering, one dare not disobey.
This sheep is too old. I need a sheep that will live a long time.
This is a box. The sheep you want is inside.
This is exactly the way I wanted it.
And that is how I made the acquaintance of this strange little man. The next day, just before sunset, as I worked on my plane 1,000 miles from any human habitation, he appeared again. It took me a long time to learn where he came from. This little person who asked so many questions never seemed to hear the ones I asked.
It is true, isn't it? Sheep eat little bushes.
Where did you go yesterday?
It is true, isn't it?
Yes?
Then it follows that they also eat baobabs, correct?
Baobabs are not little bushes. They're trees as big as castles.
But before they grow into big trees, the baobabs, they start out by being little.
Oh, strictly speaking, yes. Where is your family? Where do you come from? Why do you want the sheep to eat the little bushes anyway? Don't you ever answer a question?
What is this object?
This is not an object. It's my plane. My friend.
Hello?
Oh, it doesn't talk. It's true, I talk to it occasionally, but it doesn't answer back.
Doesn't seem very satisfactory.
Oh, it's an airplane. It flies.
You drop from the sky?
Yes. What's so funny? His laughter irritated me. I like my misfortunes taken seriously.
You too come from the sky. Which is your planet?
What?
So, on that airplane, you couldn't have come very far.
You come from another planet?
Listen to the sunset. Do you hear the music?
What music?
It's wonderful that the sun sets such a long time here. Where I come from, it's so small, but you can hear so many much more sunsets.
It's clear I'm not going to get a straight answer out of you. I have...
One day I watched the sunset 44 times.
44 times?
Come with me.
Enough of this. I have to get back to my plane.
Come. You see, where I come from, it's so small that all you need to do is move your chair a few steps, and you can see the day end and the twilight fall as many times as you like. But here, on your planet, you can walk and still be the same magnificent sunset.
But
What
why,
was a sunset when one is so sad?
why do you come only at sunset? Where do you think you're going? Look, I really don't intend to be here all that long. Come on. We'll figure out what the matter is with you right now and put this bizarre little episode behind it. You can do it. You can do it. You've never let me down before. Let's see here. One half-eaten croissant. Stale. Oh, some lively cheese. Right. Some other thing. I'm sure if I'm here long enough, I'll find that delectable. But I'm equally sure it's not going to come to that. Today, you are going to be more cooperative, right, my friend?
Talking to your friend again who doesn't answer back?
Sunset so soon?
What's this?
No, it's water. It's my survival.
On my journey, I met a man who sold pills to quench thirst.
Oh.
If you took once a week, you'd never get thirsty.
Oh, that could come in handy. You don't happen to have any, do you?
If I were thirsty, I think I'd rather take a stroll to a spring of fresh water.
That would be nice. But since there's no spring of fresh water here in the desert, and you don't have any of those pills with you, I'd better. How long have you been on this journey?
Have you always been alone?
No, but I prefer it that way. What about you? You live alone on your planet?
No, I lived alone until the dawn of the 44 sunsets, you remember. I realized that was the day my journey really began.
What is this journey you keep talking about?
Until then, I had lived a very well-ordered life. I wake up every morning with such a lot to do. I have 2 volcanoes that I clean out regularly. I actually have 3, but the third one is extinct. But I clean it anyway, one never knows. Then, there are the badlands. They burrow down so deep and spread their roots so wide that if I don't dig them up as soon as they appear, they could break my planet into pieces. It's very hard for me. Then one night, after a long day of hard work, that was the day of the 44 sunsets, I realized that something was missing.
Well, did you find the answer then? In the sunset?
No, not in the sunset, but in the dawn the next day. That morning, a seed born from Heliosphore suddenly appeared and began to produce a sprout. It was not like any of the sprouts I've ever seen before, so I watched it carefully. You see, convincingly kind of bad. But then, it started to stop growing and began to produce a flower. Like no other flower I've seen before. It chose its colors carefully and adjusted its petals one by one. A glorious and marvelous creature. And then...
Oh! Oh!
You are so beautiful.
I am?
Yes.
Oh! What is that?
Beautiful? It's something pleasing to see.
Oh! Beautiful! Huh! What is that?
That's a volcano.
Oh! It's beautiful!
No, that's...
And that? That is beautiful too!
No, that's just
and
an
that! And that! And that! That's beautiful too! Oh, there is so much to see here!
You're the most beautiful flower.
What's a flower?
Why, you are a flower.
Oh.
You're the most beautiful one on my planet.
There are other flowers here?
Not unique like you. Unique like nothing else in the world.
Is unique as good as beautiful?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good! Oh. What is that?
That's a thorn.
Oh, it seems I have quite a few. I will try to be more careful.
It's all right. It didn't hurt. Not really. I'm just so happy you're here with me.
You and me.
No. I'm you, you're me.
This is very confusing.
It doesn't matter, as long as we are here together.
What's we?
That's you and me together. We are we.
I seem to be very
less about that. What is it? Water! Are you all right?
Much better now, thank you. Oh, but I am feeling a bit of a chill.
Better?
Well, now it seems I'm terribly warm again.
And so it went, day after day, until finally I had to tell her. Don't you see, if I don't go back to my work, the baobabs could become very dangerous to you.
Well, go back to your baobabs then if they're so very important. Go on, go back to your precious weeds.
I didn't understand her. She was so beautiful, yet she made me so upset. I had so many questions, but no one to ask. I had to find the answers. I had to leave. So, I cleaned out my 2 volcanoes, even the extinct one. And then, goodbye. Goodbye.
Take the screen away, please.
But the wind.
I don't really need it. The night air will do me some good. I am a flower after all.
Then let me get the caterpillar. I know how it upsets.
No, leave it. I suppose I must endure the presence of 2 or 3 caterpillars if I wish to be acquainted with the butterflies. It seems they are very beautiful. And besides, if not the caterpillars or the butterflies, who will I talk to? You'll be far away. And as for the other, larger creatures, I'm not afraid. I have my thorns to protect me. Don't linger like this. You've decided to go now. So, of course, I am... Goodbye.
That was the last time I saw her. Is that my flower?
Oh, it's just a doodle.
You should doodle more often. Of course, her stem is longer, and she has more petals than that, and she has 4 thorns, you remember.
Listen, I told you I don't draw. I've only ever drawn boa constrictors from the outside and boa constrictors from the
It's a lie.
inside.
Children will understand.
Well, children were never the problem. It was the grown-ups who couldn't see.
It's really quite good. Not as good as my sheep, of course. But who knows? If you keep practicing, you might become an artist instead of...
Instead of what? Listen, I told you I have work to do, important things.
Important things?
Yes, important things. And besides, isn't it about time for you to take your leave? The sun has set, after all.
Tomorrow.
How am I supposed to know the details of this flower anyway? More petals, longer stem. For all I know what the damn thing could look like. Who cares what it looks like?
I did the right thing, didn't I? Letting him go, making him leave. Why did I do that? Why did he do that? Couldn't you see? Didn't you know? Of course I love you.
It's much better now.
That's not...
Much better than yesterday.
Give me that.
I see that you make the stem longer and add thorns and a tear.
Well, yes, I thought she must have felt sad.
Yes, you're right, of course. But all I knew then was how I felt. I was too young to know how to love her. I didn't understand anything at all. So, I flew away. I went from star to star, I drifted around the cosmos until I landed upon an entire group of planets, each inhabited by one man. The first one was inhabited by a king, seated upon the throne. He was clasped in a robe of royal blue with stars that almost entirely covered his planet. Though he's never seen me before, he recognized me immediately.
Ah, subject! Come closer so I can see you properly. Tisk, tisk. It is not proper to yawn in the presence of a king. I order you not to yawn.
I can't help it. I've traveled a long way, and I haven't had any sleep.
Well, then I order you to yawn. It has been years since I have seen anyone yawn. Yes, yes. Give us a good one now. It's an order.
I'm sorry. I guess I can't anymore.
Then I order you to sometimes yawn and sometimes not to yawn. There, my orders are very reasonable, don't you think?
May I sit down?
I order you to sit down.
Sir?
Sire.
Sire?
Sure.
Sure. Excuse me for asking the question.
I order you to ask me a question.
But over what do you rule?
Over everything.
Everything?
Everything!
And the stars? They obey you?
Certainly they do. And the moon and sun as well.
Well then, if you please, sire, would you please order me a sunset? I shall love to see one.
And so you shall.
When?
Oh, soon. Soon. I shall command it. But I must wait for the conditions to be favorable.
When do you think that would be?
Oh, let's say this evening, about 8:15. You will see how well I am obeyed.
Excuse me, but I think I should get going.
No, don't go. Don't go. I'll make you a minister of justice.
But there's no one here to judge.
Then you shall judge yourself. That is the most difficult thing of all.
Judge myself?
It is much more difficult to judge oneself than it is to judge others.
Then I thought it might be of some value to visit the other planets as well. Oh yes, what a great idea. You could draw them. Then, whoever sees your pictures, it will be as if they made my journey as well.
Wait a minute. I don't draw.
The next planet I visited belonged to a businessman who was so very busy.
2 and 3 make 5, 5 and 7 make 12.
Good morning.
25 and 7 makes 31. If that makes 501,622,731.
500 millions of what?
Little objects in the sky.
Flies?
No, little glittering objects.
Fireflies?
No. Little golden objects that set lazy men to idle dreaming.
Ah, you mean the stars.
Yes, the stars, that's what it is. But can't you see, I'm concerned with important things. I've no time for idle dreaming.
So you said. What do you do with the 500 millions of stars?
Nothing, I own them.
You own own the stars?
Yes.
But I just read a king.
Kings do not own, they reign over. There's a difference.
How can everyone own the stars?
Well, to whom do they belong?
I don't know, to nobody.
They belong to me, because I was the first person to think of it.
What good does it do to own the stars?
It makes me rich.
What good does that do to you?
It means I can put them in a bank.
What does that mean?
It means I write down the number of my stars on a piece of paper, and then I put that paper in a drawer and lock it with a key.
I myself own a flower which I water every day, so it's of some use to the flower that I own. But you are of no use to the stars.
2 and 3 make 5.
The last planet I visited belonged to.
A geographer.
What is a geographer?
A geographer is a scholar who knows the locations of all the rivers, seas, mountains, towns, and deserts.
That's very interesting. Your planet is beautiful. Does it have any oceans?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, what about mountains?
Don't know.
What about deserts, towns, and streets? But you're a geographer.
Exactly. Not an explorer. Explorers are the ones who go out and count the towns, rivers, mountains, seas, oceans, and deserts. Geographers? Much too important for that. We sit behind our desks and we record what the explorers recall of their travels. Why, I recognize you now. You're an explorer. You can describe my planet to me. No! Wait! You come from far away? Describe your planet to me.
Well, I have a flower. She's the most beautiful thing on my planet.
We don't record flowers.
Why not?
Because they are ephemeral.
What does that mean? Ephemeral.
It means in danger of speedy disappearance.
In danger of speedy disappearance.
My flower is in danger of speedy disappearance?
Certainly it is.
My flower is ephemeral, and she only has 4 thorns to defend herself against the world, and I've left her all alone on my planet. What do I do?
Why don't you visit the planet Earth? I hear it has a good reputation.
And so I did. When I landed here on Earth, I met someone. Good evening.
Good evening.
What planet is this?
This is Earth. This is Africa.
Oh. Then there are no people on Earth.
This is the desert. There are no people in the desert. The Earth is large.
Look, my planet is right there above us.
It is very beautiful.
I wonder if the stars shine so brightly so that each of us can find its way home.
What has brought you here?
I've been having some trouble with the flower.
A flower? Ah.
Where are the men? Very lonely in the desert.
It is also lonely among men.
You're a funny animal. You are no thicker than a finger.
But I am more powerful than the finger of a king.
You are not very powerful. You don't have any feet.
But I can carry you further than any ship. Whomever I touch, I send back to the earth from whence they came. But you are innocent and true and come from a star. You move me to pity. You are so
is made of granite. I can help you someday. If you get too homesick, I can. Do you know who I am?
Oh yes, very well.
You shouldn't be talking to snakes, you know. They're dangerous. And you certainly shouldn't trust them. They're treacherous creatures.
That's very good. You've been hiding your talent.
What's going on here?
You shouldn't tell him not to trust me. I never lie.
It's all a matter of perception. Lies, trust, snakes, hats, death, life. What appears to be is not always what is, but you know that. Or do you anymore? He knows who I am, do you?
Understandably, I was upset. Not only were my food and water nearly gone, but now I was having serious hallucinations. I worked frantically through the night and all the next day, determined to make my plane work. I was at my wit's end when, at sunset, of course.
Please, it's very important. I have to know. It's very important. If sheep eat little bushes, do they eat flowers too?
Yes.
Please, will it eat my flower?
Yes, sheep will eat anything.
Then why do they have thorns? If it doesn't protect them.
Flowers have thorns.
Why?
Flowers have thorns just for spite.
I don't believe you. Flowers are naive creatures. They would never act out of spite. And you actually believe that the flowers grow thorns?
No, I don't believe anything. Oh, I just said the first thing that came into my head. Don't you see I'm busy with important things here?
Important things? You talk just like the grown-ups.
The grown-ups, I'm not.
You confuse everything. You mix up everything together. I actually don't believe you could ever be an artist.
An artist? Being an artist is not going to get me out of here. This is a matter of life and death, don't you understand? Do you know how much time I've wasted on pictures of your silly stories?
You talk just like the businessman.
The businessman?
He has never smelled a flower. He has never looked at a star. He has never loved anyone. And he says over and over, just like you, I am busy with important things. But he is not a man. He's a mushroom. The flowers have been growing thorns for millions of years. And the sheep have been eating them just the same. And it's not important to try to understand why they go through so much trouble to grow thorns, which are of no use to them.
Please.
And I myself know one flower which is unique in all the world, in which one sheep can destroy in a single bite over some morning without even noticing what he's doing. And you think that's not important?
Little man, please, I'm sorry. The flower you love is not in danger. I'll draw you a muzzle for your sheep. I'll draw you a railing to put around your flower. Grown up? So that's what I am? One of them? Have you gone just because the stars have come out? Are you ever coming back again? I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. I didn't know what to say, how to reach him, or how to ever mend the damage I had done. Then I had an idea. It's a muzzle for your sheep, so you don't need to worry about your flower anymore. But he, of course, was too far away to hear. It's such a secret place, the land of tears. I searched through the desert, through the night, and all the next day. And as usual, I didn't see him until... So far away from home, it's nice to have someone to watch the sunset with. I once saw a beautiful house made of rosy-colored brick with geraniums in the window and doves on the roof. And I thought of telling someone about it, but I knew from that description they would never be able to appreciate it. If, on the other hand, I were to say, I saw a house worth $1 million, they'd say, oh,
what a beautiful house that must be.
You see, I realized last night that I have become like the grown-ups. So sometimes when you talk to me about things, I can't quite appreciate how important they are to me. I can't see sheep through walls of boxes anymore.
What's that?
Oh, it's a muzzle for your sheep, so you never need to worry about him eating your flour. You put it on him like this.
I see. How's your friend?
Oh, him. No change, I'm afraid.
He'll be better soon, I'm sure. When I landed here about a year ago, I traveled many places.
Oh, yes. Would you tell me about them? And so he continued telling me stories. And though my circumstances were more dire than ever, I stopped and I listened and I drew.
After I met the snake, I climbed the high mountain. From a mountain this high, I thought I would surely be able to see our whole planet and the people on it. But all I saw were high peaks that were sharp like needles. Good morning!
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you?
Be my friend, I'm all alone.
Hello.
This planet is so strange. The people here have no imagination. They just repeat whatever you say to them. So I walked and walked, and through the sand, rocks, and snow, I landed upon a road that led me to a garden with an entire wall of flowers. Good morning.
Good morning.
As I came closer, I saw that they all looked like my rose. Who are you?
We are roses.
I thought my flower was the only one of her kind. I thought I was rich with a flower that was unique in all the world. And all I had was a common rose. A common rose.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm right here, under the apple tree.
Who are you? You're very pretty to look at.
I'm a fox.
Will you come play with me? I'm so sad.
Play with you? I can't play with you.
Why not?
Because, I'm not tamed, and you're one of them.
That?
The ones with the guns. The hunters. Oh, yeah, you're one of those, all right. Sure, you don't look dangerous because you're small. But how do I know this isn't a trap? Oh, no. As things are, I'd better just...
Wait, but I don't have a gun. See?
Then you better watch out for them, too.
What does that mean? Tame.
You don't live around here, do you?
What does that mean?
What? What are you looking for?
I was looking for men.
Men. Men have guns, and they hunt. It's very disturbing.
Oh.
They also raise chickens. Guns and chickens. These are their only interests. Are you looking for chickens?
What?
Chickens?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What does that mean? Tame.
Boy, you sure don't not let go of a question, do you? It's an act too soon forgotten. It needs to establish ties.
Establish ties?
Yeah, see, to me, you're just a little boy, like 100,000 other little boys, and I have no need of you. And well, you have no need of me. To you, I'm a fox, like 100,000 other foxes.
See.
But if you tamed me, then to me you'd be unique in all the world, and to you I'd be unique in all the world, and then we meet each other.
I'm beginning to understand. There was a flower, a rose.
Like the ones down the road on the wall?
I think she tried to tame me.
Well, all sorts of things happen on Earth. It is possible.
Oh, but this wasn't on Earth.
Wasn't on Earth?
Nope.
Some other planet, maybe?
Yes.
Does this planet have hunters?
Nope.
Does this planet have chickens?
No.
No. Well, nothing's perfect.
No.
No. My life, it's, well, it's, I hunt chickens. Men hunt me. All the chickens are alike, all the men are alike. It's very monotonous.
What?
Well, see, first I search me out a chicken. I mean, a guy's gotta eat. But then the hunters chase me through the woods and down the hills until I have to dive into a hole and hide until they give up. Oh, every day it's pretty much the same thing. Search, run, hide. Sometimes I sit in that hole for hours, just thinking.
About what?
About how life might be if things were different. If someday someone came along, someone without a gun, someone whose footsteps would make me feel excited instead of sending me scurrying away. Someone who would tame me.
I'd like to really, but I don't have much time. I have so many things to understand.
You only understand the things you tame. Men are so busy, they have no time to understand anything, and that's why they haven't got any friends. If you want to understand, if you want a friend, you've got to tame me.
What must I do to tame you?
Well, you must be very patient. I am a wild animal after all. First, we must sit in the grass together. And then I will look at you out of the corner of my eye. And you will say nothing. Words are the source of all misunderstanding. And then, every day, we'll sit a little closer. Day after day.
Shall we begin?
Tomorrow. Meet me here.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Good morning.
Say! Don't do that!
What is it?
Like I said, I haven't had many good experiences with people. Oh, are you all right there?
I think so.
Oh, say tame me.
I think I understand.
You think? Do you see that grain field down yonder?
Well, wheat is of no use to me. I mean, the wheat fields have nothing to say to me, and that is sad. But you have hair that is the color of gold. Now, if you tame me, then the wheat, which is also golden, will bring me back the thought of you. And I shall love to hear the sound of the wind in the wheat.
I understand now. Shall we begin?
Ooh, I'm ready if you are.
1, 2, 3, go!
I did not a single word. Nice scarf.
Nice tail.
Oh, thank you. It's a gift from my mother.
Are you tame now?
I don't know, but let's find out. Yes! Oh, yes, I am tame! I'm finally tame. Let's see. What shall we do today? Let's see. Yesterday we explored the woods. The day before that, the hills. Shall we dance today? Or shall we play chase in the wheat fields?
I don't think so.
We'll play hide and seek. I'll hide. I've got lots of experience.
Not today.
You're thinking of your rose again. Go now to the wall of roses and you'll understand.
Understand what?
Just go, and when you come back, you can tell me goodbye.
Goodbye? What do you mean?
Just go. And when you come back, I will tell you a secret.
You are not at all like my rose. As yet, you are nothing. No one has tamed you, and you have tamed no one. You are beautiful, yet you are empty. One could not die for you. You were like my fox when I first met him, like 100,000 other foxes. But now, I have tamed him and made him my friend. And now he is unique in all the world. An ordinary passerby would think you look just like my rose. But that's not true. Because it is she that I have watered. It is she that I have sheltered behind the screen. It is she that I have killed the caterpillars for, except for the 2 or 3 to become butterflies. It is she that I have listened to when she grumbled, when she asked questions, and even when she didn't have anything to say, because she is my rose. The time has come for me to say goodbye.
I shall cry.
no harm. You wanted me to tame you.
That is so.
Then it has done you no good at all.
No, it has done me good. Because of the wheat fields. Whenever I look at them, I will remember you. Because you have hair that is the color of wheat. One runs the risk of weeping a little when one allows himself to be tamed.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And now, come with me. I have a secret to tell you. It is a very simple secret. But repeat after me so you will always remember. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly.
It is only with the heart that one can see rightly.
What is essential is invisible to the eye.
What is essential is invisible to the eye.
No!
What is it? What?
My plane is still not working and I don't have another drop of water to drink.
Come, let's look for a well.
In the desert?
I'm tired. Let's rest for a moment.
All the time we've been together, I've never seen you take a single drink of water. And yet you did say before that you were thirsty, didn't you? Didn't you?
Water may also be good for the heart. The stars are beautiful because of the flower that cannot be seen.
Yes, I suppose so.
The desert is beautiful as well. What makes the desert beautiful is that somewhere it hides a well.
Do you really think we'll find a well in this desert?
You must remember my fox's secret. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye.
You're really hiding a well. I took him in my arms and set out walking once more. It seemed to me that I was carrying a very fragile treasure. To me, it seemed there was nothing more fragile on all the earth. In the moonlight, I looked at his pale forehead, his closed eyes, his locks of hair that trembled in the wind. And I said to myself, what I see here is nothing but a shell. What is most important is invisible. What moved me so deeply about this little man, this little prince, was his loyalty to a flower, the image of a rose that shone through his whole being like the flame of a lamp even while he slept. And I felt him ebb, more fragile still, as if he himself were a flame that could be extinguished with a little puff of wind. I carried him until I could not take another step. And just as he said, out of nowhere, like a miracle, look!
Listen, do you hear? We've awakened the well. It's singing.
Nothing at all. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's just so amazing. I feel that I've been reborn just when I was about to die. And you're responsible for this change in me. You brought me here. You took me on this incredible journey.
But you're wrong.
What do you mean?
It was you who walked through the desert. You who carried me. It is you who found the well.
Amazing.
It's not really. I knew from the moment you drew me a sheep in a box that all you needed was some time and a friend. And look at you now. You're tame.
Tame? Like your fox?
Exactly, like my fox.
I hear it. I hear the sunset.
My descent to Earth, tonight will be its anniversary.
Then that morning we first met 2 weeks ago, when you were wandering alone in the desert thousands of miles from anyone, then it wasn't by chance. You were on your way back to where you landed. But perhaps it is because of the anniversary. You have plans I don't know about.
You must go now and fix your friend.
Well, my friend, you are my friend.
Go now. I will be waiting here for you. Come back in the evening.
When I return to my plane, unbelievable as it seems, as though there had never been anything wrong. It started! The engine revved and the propeller spun like a top! Oh, I was so excited I had to tell my friend, so I ran back ahead of time. But when I found him, he was deep in conversation.
Then you don't remember. This is not the exact spot. Yes, it is the right gate, but it's not the exact spot. It is under my star where we met. You'll see my tracks in the sand. I will be waiting there for you tonight. You sure you have your poison? You won't make me suffer too long? Go away now. I want to get down.
What are you doing? Why are you talking to the snake?
I'm glad your friend is better. You can go home now.
How do you know about that?
I too shall be going back home tonight. Back to my rose. It is much further, much more difficult, but I have your sheep, and I have your sheep's box. And now I have the muzzle.
Little man, you are afraid.
I shall be much more afraid tonight.
Please don't. Please tell me this is a bad dream. The meeting place, the snake, the star.
What is most important is that thing that is invisible. Like a flower on a star. Like an elephant in a boa constrictor. I knew from the moment I saw you asleep next to your machine, looking more like a child than any other grown-up I've ever seen, that you can give me what I needed.
And what is that? What have I given you?
My sheep. My sheep in a box. Please don't cry.
One runs the risk of weeping when one allows oneself to become tamed. Oh, please don't. Please don't go. I need you to stay. I want you to stay. If you go, who will laugh for me?
Just because I'm gone doesn't mean I've gone away.
What?
Do you see my star up there?
Which one? There's so many.
Maybe that's just as well. Then all the stars can be your friend.
What do you mean?
Each night, watch the sunset and see the stars come up. And know that I'm on one of them, living and laughing. Then all the stars will laugh for you. Please do not come tonight. It will look a little as if I were dying, but that is not true. It's just that this body is too heavy to carry all that weight. The snake is just providing me with transportation. Please don't be sad. What will be left will be nothing but an old empty shell. There's nothing sad about shells, is there? You must not stay now.
I will not leave.
It is wrong for you to be here. You will suffer.
I will not leave you.
It is not worth the trouble.
I will not leave you.
Surely she only has enough poison for one bite. You know, it will be very nice. I too will look at the stars, and they will pour out fresh water for me to drink. It will be so nice. Then you will have 500 millions of bells laughing, and I will have 500 million springs of fresh water. Let me go on by myself. You know my flower. She only has 4 thorns, which are of no use to protect herself against the world. I am responsible for her. There now. I'm ready.
It has been 6 years since my friend went away from me with his sheep. And I've never yet told anyone this story until today. I have a selfish reason for telling you, though. It is so that I never forget him. To forget a friend is sad. Not everyone has had a friend. And if I forget him, I might once again become like the grown-ups. It's true, you know, he kept his promise. At night, I love to listen to the stars because to me, they sound like 500 million little bells. But there's one remarkable thing. I realized I never drew a strap for his muzzle, so he would never be able to fasten it onto his sheep. So now, I keep wondering, what if his sheep is eating his rose? At one time, I say to myself, surely he watches over his sheep very carefully. And then there's laughter in the stars. At another time I say, what if his sheep has gotten out of its box? And I wonder, and I worry. And no grown-up will ever understand that this is so important. This, to me, is the loveliest and saddest landscape on all the earth. It is here that the little prince appeared and disappeared. Look at it carefully so that you can be sure to recognize it in case you travel someday to the African desert. And if you should come upon this spot, please do not hurry on. Wait for a time exactly under the stars. And if a little man should appear, who laughs, who has golden hair, and he refuses to answer questions, you will know who he is. And if this should happen, please let me know he has come back.